Chapter 1. Swirls of red and blue. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, turning the forest clearing into patches of warm gold. Noctis, 6 and barefoot, tossed his red ball high. His hat slipped slightly as he moved, and he quickly tugged it back down. As the ball spun in the air, thin wisps of color rose from his palms, red like fresh spilled wine, fierce and flickering, blue like the quietest part of the sky, soft and steady. He giggled and flicked his fingers. The essences followed, curling into lazy spirals that chased the red rubber ball like playful ribbons in the air. Across the yard, his mother pinned another damp shirt to the line, never glancing at the faint swirls curling around him. Blue essence drifted gently around her shoulders and hands, calm as morning mist. It never flared or fought. It simply was, peaceful, like her. Noctis looked down at his own hands, red twisted angrily around his left fingers, blue wrapped protectively around his right. He tilted his head, curious. An idea bloomed. He dropped into a crouch, palms hovering near the grass. Slowly, carefully, he swirled the essences together at his feet. Red and blue danced faster, blending at the edges into faint violet sparks that made the air hum softly. The little tornado of color grew, tugging at blades of grass and swaying them in rhythm. Noctis grinned wider. The ball lay forgotten while he watched the swirls hypnotize him. He lifted one bare foot, toes pointed, and dipped it into the center of the vortex, just enough for his toe to brush the ball. The essences surged. The ball shot upward as if kicked by something unseen, higher than the washing line, higher than the treetops, then arced outward, tumbling past the line of mossy boundary stones that marked the edge of their safe world. Noctis's eyes widened. He bolted after it. The ball bounced wildly down the gentle slope, rolling faster toward the open fields and the distant rooftops of Lofen. As Noctis sprinted after it, his hat slipped loose and tumbled into the grass behind him. "Noctis!" The scream sliced the air. His mother was already running, skirts flying, face pale with terror. She scooped him up mid-stride, arms iron tight around his ribs. Noctis kicked uselessly, eyes locked on the red dot disappearing down the hill. "Ma! My ball! It's going to the village!" She didn't answer. Her breath came in sharp, frightened gasps as she carried him back toward the house. The door banged shut behind them, sealing out the sunlight. Inside, shadows felt thicker. She set him on the wooden floor and dropped to her knees, her shaking hands framing his face. "Where is your hat?" Her voice cracked. "I told you, always outside." Noctis's lip trembled. Tears spilled hot down his cheeks. "I'm sorry, Ma." Her own eyes filled. She pulled him close, crushing him against her chest. No, sweet boy, it's my fault. I just want you safe." She reached for the worn cloth hat on its peg and tugged it low over his head, low enough to hide the rounded tops of his ears. Through blurry tears, Noctis looked up. Strands of her hair had come loose. Between them, he saw the elegant, sharp points of her ears. He swallowed. "Ma, are my ears ugly? Is that why I have to cover them?" She froze. Then her face crumpled. Tears tracked down her cheeks as she cupped his face again. "No, of course not." Her voice broke. "Your ears are beautiful. You are beautiful." He wiped his nose on his sleeve and reached up, small fingers brushing her wet cheek. "Then, why?" She looked at him for a long moment, searching for words that wouldn't hurt too much. "Sometimes," she said quietly, "people are unkind to those who don't look like them." Noctis frowned, thinking hard. Does Dad have rounded ears too? A small, sad smile curved her lips. Yes, and he was so handsome. Noctis lunged forward and wrapped his arms around her neck. "I wish Dad was still here. We'd play every day." She held him tighter, burying her face in his hair. The kettle whistled sharply. She pulled back, wiping her eyes with quick swipes. "Come now, lunchtime." Noctis scrambled to the table, already smiling again. "Food, food!" She set bowls of steaming soup and fresh bread before them. As she sat, her gaze drifted to the empty fruit basket on the counter. Her mouth tightened. "Finish everything," she said. "I'll go to the market for fruit, then I'll make your favorite tonight." "I love food, I love fruit," Noctis sang through a mouthful, cheeks puffed like a chipmunk. She gave him a tired smile, gathered her basket, and paused at the door. "Stay inside. Promise?" "Promise," he chirped. The door clicked shut. The house grew quiet. Noctis finished eating, slid off the chair, and wandered toward his toy pile. He stopped. The ball. He could still picture it, bright red, rolling away, waiting. "I'll just grab it quickly," he whispered. "Then come right back." He jammed the hat on his head, tugged it low, and slipped outside. The forest felt alive. Birds calling, leaves rustling, sunlight warmer without the worry in his mother's eyes. He jogged down the slope, following the path the ball had taken. Laughter floated on the breeze. He slowed. Ahead, in the wide, grassy field just outside Lofin's first houses, a cluster of children chased a red ball. His red ball. They shouted and dove, faces bright with joy. Noctis hesitated at the tree line. Then a girl his age noticed him. She waved wildly and ran over, grinning. "Hey, wanna join?" He shifted on his feet. That's my ball." Her eyes lit up. "Then come play. It's more fun with more people." She grabbed his hand, warm, confident, and pulled him into the circle. The others barely paused. Someone kicked the ball his way. Noctis laughed, a surprised, delighted sound, and sent it flying back. Cheers erupted. The ball zipped between them, fast and wild. He ran, dodged, fell once in the grass, and sprang up laughing harder. For the first time, the world felt wide and safe and full of smiles. He didn't feel the breeze catch his hat. He didn't feel it tumble off. He didn't notice the rounded tips of his ears catching the sunlight. The game spun on, kicks, shouts, breathless giggles, until it didn't. The laughter died like a snuffed candle. Noctis turned, still smiling. A mother's hand tightened. A father's smile faltered. Someone gasped. 2 adults charged across the field, faces twisted in raw fear and disgust. Hands seized children by arms and shoulders, yanking them backward. A boy stumbled. A girl cried out, "But we're just playing!" The parents said nothing. They dragged their children away, positioning themselves like walls between Noctis and the group. Eyes locked on him, on his bare, rounded ears, with something colder than anger. Noctis stood frozen. The girl's hand slipped from his memory like smoke. The field emptied in heartbeats. Only the red ball remained, rolling slowly to a stop against his foot. Silence pressed in, heavy and wrong. He looked down at the grass. His hat lay there forgotten, crown crushed by careless feet. From the village came the low, urgent toll of a bell, once, twice, calling. Noctis lifted his head. He didn't know what the bell meant. He didn't know why the smiles had vanished. But deep in his chest, something small and bright began to crack. And somewhere beyond the houses, eyes were already turning toward the field.